I think that you're super lucky because this is a very rare condition. It's just the beginning of a great new type of the technology that is will be trained in within the next, I would say, 2 to 5 years. It will be the biggest type of the technologies and treatments provided to the client. You might heard of the hydrodermabrasion before. There are multiple ways to provide it. So this is the newest type of the hydroderm called the HydroDiamond. This is a very, very unique technology. It's our patented technology by the Zemits brand. What's different? So pretty much we combined all the benefits of the everybody loved dry diamond microdermabrasion, but it did have some flaws and imperfections on it. And everybody loved the hydrodermabrasion, but it have some flaws on this. So we combine the best parts of two technologies together, making sure we reduce all the weak parts of that, and making sure we emphasize all the good on that. So HydroDiamond combines them effect of the dual diamond hydro tips, and you would have 3 types of those. They are with different grades and different diameters. So this one, for example, you have the D100, D150 and D200, and if you can see, they have the different diameters. So the bigger the diameter, the more aggressive the treatment is. So that's one of the features and one of the differences of the HydroDiamond versus the traditional dry diamond microdermabrasion. If you remember, traditional would have the same circle without the internal. Right, just one circle on the external part and then the opening inside when you will pull the skin. But you were able to do it only on the dry skin, and you always need to hold the skin taut because you don't want to overstretch it. What we did, we filled all of this opening with more diamonds inside, so now you have the dual layer of the diamonds, and the actual vacuum opening is this tiny hole in the middle. It is 2 millimeters. This is made specifically to prevent the skin from overstretching. So you want it or not want it, you cannot overstretch the skin. That's the magic. Now, the beautiful part is that you are not doing it over dry skin. Those are HydroDiamond tips. So you are using them over the skin saturated with the serum. And serum is based on the different types of the acids. So it can be either AHA acids or BHA acids based on the skin condition. 3 most popular ones are salicylic, lactic and glycolic acids. What does it change and how it's different from the Hydroderm? There is nothing to pull the serum from the device. So you will be painting this serum on the skin, on the treated area, based on the condition of the skin. You can reapply the serum as many times as you want. The magic is that you are not overusing the serum. You would use maximum. So you would be using like a tiny balls that you would put the serum first, push the brush in the serum and then apply them on the skin. So the serums have more time to work with the skin, kind of chemically pre-exfoliate the surface of the skin, and then you use your either diamond tips right on top of the skin, moistened with the serum. So it's not dry, nothing is going from the tip, it's all over in here. So you already have it. Couple of benefits. You prevent the skin from overstretching. You apply the serum right on the skin, so you are saving your serum and you are giving the serum more time to work. Third benefit is you are getting the synergy of action, and this is actually very cool. There have been multiple scientific researches that proved that the synergy of action is much more effective than the sequence of the same techniques. For example, if you would do just dry microdermabrasion, then apply the same serum, the results of the treatment will be less effective than doing it in the synergy, because synergetically, when you apply it more than one action at the same times, give your body more kind of options to react nicer. So when you are combining the chemical exfoliation with the acids, at the same time simultaneously with the mechanical exfoliation, your skin reacts much more effectively. Another benefit is that it's very customizable. For those clients that would not need too much of abrasion, you would say, okay, we can try to do the dual diamond tip if you would see that the skin gets too pink, like too much of the hyperemia. You can go ahead and do the plastic ones. The plastic ones, there are 2 types, either the smooth that will be used for the extractions as a second step, or it can be the ruffle tips that can be done for the gentle exfoliation. So you can use the same type of the serum, painting on the skin, and then do the very gentle exfoliation, but using the plastic tips instead of the diamonds. I am personal huge fan of the diamonds, even though they might feel that they might be aggressive, but it's mostly about the magic of synergy. So you can adjust the vacuum suction on the side of your device, so you can even make it lower, and it can be pretty much just the friction between the wet skin and the diamonds. But still, if your client would say like, I feel like it's too harsh, go ahead and do the plastic ones. Step number 2 will be to do your extractions. So you will reapply the serum again and then do the extractions. The magic part in this step is that extractions are getting much more effective and easier because you are previously exfoliating the skin, and you're also providing this step of the disincrustation. So you're able to open up the pores, soften the top head of the blackhead. So now it's so much easier to extract. They're kind of popping up from the open pores, and then you will just catch them with your clear tips. Very gratified and satisfied process when you do the extraction tips. It all gets into inside of the tip as the milky white content, and this is the softened sebum from the pores combined with the serum. Very aromatic, not painful, and it's always based on your technique. I'll show you a couple of ways how to do it, so you can go more or less intense, but the concept is like you determine how the skin reacts. So this is gonna be 2 steps of the treatment. First, hydro exfoliation. Second comes hydro extractions. After that, your device has multiple options, but you already have the preset protocols. Yes. Which of the features you want me to cover? So the device, besides these features, will have the oxygen infusion, which will help to spray the serum, which is relevant to the skin contours of the client's skin. We have 3 different options: brightening, peptides, or revitalizing. You can also mix and match them. This is another point, so you can do the cocktails. They all smell beautifully, so it's more like aromatherapy and rejuvenation. So this will be helping to infuse and hydrate the skin right after you just polished it superficially. Perfect logical step. After that, in majority of times, you would finish it with the cold. So I would show you again how to do it, but the concept of the cold is that this metal plate gets cold, and it's a perfect finalizing step to cool down the skin, calm it down, soothe, remove the redness, remove potential or any possible irritation of the skin. If there is any flashes, for example, when you combine the diamond with the chemical agent, it might feel like hot and spicy, and then within the next step it will slowly calm it down and cool it down. So oxygen will feel super cold, cold will feel even colder. Perfect final step, and then you are doing the massage, right?
Yes.
In your basic treatment protocol. For the add-ons, this device also offers you to do this meso shots. Both of the handpieces may work for that. So what is this meso shot? These are the very difficult word, you might not know it, but you will. Electroporation. It's the very popular European technology which is using electrical currents to push the serum deep into the dermal layer of the skin. Years ago, the Nobel Prize was given for inventing on this type of the technology. There was one doctor who was trying to find the ways to treat the joints without actually penetrating the bursa, because usually if you want to distribute the medicine there, you would need to inject it inside. And it was always traumatizing. So he came up with the idea to use the current, electrical current, to push the medicine. So kind of how it works, it pushes against each other the molecules in the basal membrane for the milliseconds, on the millimeters on the nano measures between them. So you have a tiny opportunity to push your product deep into the dermal layer. Now it's widely used in the aesthetic practice, which is again awesome because no contraindication, almost no contraindication, no needles. Main contraindication to any current technology, you have radiofrequency, you're not gonna use it, right? Okay, so you would have just the mesotherapy. Main contraindication would be the pacemaker, pregnancy, cancer, diabetes, maybe some terminal conditions, and also if they have the epilepsy. to make it easier to understand. But galvanic stays on the surface of the epidermis. So galvanic uses positive-negative ionization, ionophores. So this one allows, this is actually only one technology that goes beyond the basal membrane, that actually goes to the dermal layer. But to make it simple, I also say that it's like a newest type of galvanic, to get it more like understandable. So you have two, they would depend on type how you want to penetrate the serum. You can either, I would recommend you to apply the serum directly on the skin. So you will bypass this step. This will be more for gentle areas, lips, around the eyes, or the area of between the eyebrows, very sensitive, and overall forehead, very sensitive. If you want to penetrate the skin deeper, where it is rough and tough, like cheeks, you can do this one, you can do the bigger one. Your clients would always need to hold the grounding bars, either one or two. If they don't want to hold it in their hands, you can just place it, contacting the bare skin somewhere when the metal can contact the skin, to ground the electrical circuit. So this one is much more powerful though. So this one is very, very intense. The skin scrubber uses the high frequency ultrasound vibration, 28,000 vibrations per second. You'll hear it as a dolphin sound, like, all the time. This is the sound of the normal skin scrubber. Main goal is to provide mechanical exfoliation. So pretty much for those people who would want to combine, or you think that they would benefit from extra exfoliation or extractions, let's say some blackheads, like more stubborn one that are not getting easy with the vacuum suction, for example, you can do this, pull them out, right? So this will be for the skin scrubber. All the time when you would need to use them, you would need to hold the side button. So you adjust everything on the screen. Then on the side, you have the frequency and intensity. Intensity is how strong it is. Frequency is how many vibrations per second it gives you. The higher the frequency, the more superficial it will be. The lower the frequency, the deeper you will go. As soon as you start here, it will be silent, and then you press and hold, and then it will be working. What would be her normal reaction? She would start feeling a slight activity, I would say, already while I am adding it. Usually even my skin, and I have pretty tough skin, I have the sensitivity coming right away after I'm applying it. The pH is about from 3 to 4, so it's pretty acidy, obviously, because it has the acids on it, but the concentration of the acid no more than 2%, so very, very slight. That gives us a little bit of room of creativity, because we can combine the chemical with my chemical. So this step may take you from 30 seconds to 3 minutes based on how much you want to paint on the face, but overall your goal is first to distribute the serum on the skin. So it is different from other types of the hydrodermabrasion when device pulls the serum from the device. You are the creator in this case, you are painting it, this is your canvas, and you are determining how much you need, how many passes you need, and how many serum you want to apply. Miley, do you feel anything right now happening?
I'm feeling a little bit of tingling.
Awesome.
But nothing burning.
Beautiful.
Or painful.
This is how it should be. So she would definitely feel it, because it's not just water. Obviously it is the serum that have some activity on it, and you want her to feel something going. It's usually like a little bit of activity, a little bit of activity. So I have my wand. I'm using 200 for now, just to try, because I love it. The vacuum adjustment is on this side. So what I usually do, no more than 50. 50 is right straight, like 12 o'clock. You'll see it right there. So you can start either with 50 or even a bit less. Okay, so you do suction right here. You would need to feel the suction with your clean gloves. You can use 2 hands or just 1 hand. That's the benefit of using this technology. You don't need to hold your skin taut, because there is not too much of the suction. So I can do this. Tell me what you feel.
Good pressure.
Awesome. Not too much? Awesome. So you see what I'm doing? There is no need to make a strong strokes, long strokes. Right. I can even do it this way. So what I like to do, just 1 hand, short strokes, and this beautiful gratification sound of which shows that there is an absorption of the wetness from the skin. Tell me from the perspective of the sensitivity, how spicy it is right now for you.
I definitely feel it more now.
Yes. because of the
That's the
diamonds.
beginning.
Right. So now we have the synergy finally happening together. So at the beginning it was just a chemical agent pre-exfoliating and pre-peeling the skin. Now you're combining two of these effects together, so it feels a little bit spicier than it was before. But again, if I will turn your face right here, you'll see not bad at all. She gets a little bit pink, which is normal. She should be this way. So what you can do, you can just do shorter strokes, like don't do too long. And I'm not pressing on the skin, if you can see. I can hold a little bit just to kind of stretch the skin, and then short strokes. So what I want to do, this is only exfoliation. Again, I'm not even trying to do any kinds of extractions, just exfoliation. I would tell you it is different because you would need to be a little bit more careful, but still, due to the fact how the tip is structured, you still don't want to hold it. It's not even close to the dry microderm. Dry microderm, you would need to do this, or this, or this, because you cannot move too much because the vacuum opening. In this case, you have a much better grip between the wet skin and the diamond tip. And I prefer, me personal, that's my technique, I like to do short strokes because kind of it's like more under control and I can see how the skin reacts. Because, for example, just for Miley's, she'll give you the feedback. Here is one long stroke. Feels a little bit more intense, right?
Yes, definitely on the forehead. It feels more intense.
More intense compared to this.
Yes.
And again, it's more about your preferences, how deep you want to go, but the more suction you create, the longer you hold the tip on top of the skin, the more it grabs the skin, the more abrasiveness you will achieve. So I prefer rather to make them more passes, and they would be light and short. And then I would probably come back to the same area because the wetness and the serum stays there still, so it's not going from the skin too fast. But I would prefer to make the shorter passes rather than longest. That's another benefit of why I like short, because it's easier. You feel just a small grab between the skin and the wand, but it's very, very light to do. Okay, so you see you were worried about her condition. She's, can you just show the side of the face, you see? She was a little bit pink at the beginning, gone completely. Very, very nice, and this serum still stays. This is the magic of this specific serums, which Alina helped a lot to formulate. She was the mega brain behind the process. So these serums have all the goods in them. There is nothing like, even preservatives, the one that stabilizes the serums, are natural. And the magical part, it has a little bit of glycerin, and glycerin helps to maintain this gliding structure so they are not drying out too quick. And with these serums, this is how we market it, you will be able to do this glass skin look. So it gives you the more moisture on the skin. It gives you the freedom to glide, and it's not drying out, it's not leaking anywhere. That's why, me personally, why I like it, because I work with multiple different hydro devices. This one is hassle-free. Very clean, very easy to do. If you want to do two hands, please. If you feel more confident, like to have a little bit of human touch, you're always allowed to. But it's very, very easy. You don't have, there's not about the vacuum suction, that's another point. You can do it on people even with rosacea. For example, Alina, with her sensitive reactive skin and capillaries, she would be a perfect candidate for diamond tip because of the opening. There is almost nothing going on in there, but the magic of the synergy between the diamonds and the chemical exfoliant. Okay, one more thing. A nose shouldn't be neglected. Nose should be exfoliated the same way as everything else. So for the nose, if you're using 150, might be too much and it's not too abrasive. So don't bypass the nose. You do want to do a couple of activities with the nose. You want to do exfoliation, what I am doing right now, and then you want to do the extractions. So she's already drying out, I mean the serum is already being absorbed and drying out a little, but it was enough even for me talking and pausing, doing all of that. Still the skin stays, but it still was there, so it was good enough for that. So after this, she's already, you see the level of the exfoliation, the dry skin cells, and the level of smoothness of the skin is already improved. Already happening. So next step would be for you to do the extractions. So for the extractions, you would, like, this is already a bit dirty, which is fine because the same skin, the same client, you would need to change the tip to the clear one. So this one is for the extractions. So step number 2 is extractions. What I'm doing, I'm reapplying the serum on the T-zone. For example, Miley's T-zone is not too wide. She has just a little bit of congestions on the cheeks. Sometimes you have much more, and then of course the chin. With the extractions, you need to be mindful. It's not about how strong, it's about how smart. So I would start with the smallest tip. There's also the bigger one. The bigger the tip, the more the vacuum suction, so you want to be gentle. Miley talked to me all the time, so 2 techniques. Either place and then twist. It's like kissing, or this is my preference to do this.
Yeah.
Feel okay?
I like that better.
Okay, so this gives you a little bit more freedom to move. With this technique, when you are just doing tiny circles, why are we doing that? The blackheads and the pores are pre-soft and pre-exfoliated. Now it's perfect time to pull out everything with the power of the vacuum suction. Now what I'm doing when I am moving it, nose is something that you need to be very mindful again. You don't want to leave the hickeys, but you can. That's another point. Because first the capillaries, those people who have the predisposition to the capillaries or rosacea, you need to be super gentle with them. Older skin same, but you can just drop the vacuum suction a bit or do the shorter passes. So the longer you stay on the skin, the more suction is created, the more intense the more intensity you apply. So if you have someone with more gentle skin, just do it short. If you have someone with normal skin, you can make it a bit longer. Now, on the nose, you can do either circular motions. Miley, you fine?
Yes.
Not too much? So this might be a little bit discomfortable on the sides of the nose, which is normal even when you do manual extractions.
I do feel more pressure, but in a good way.
Awesome. Just talk to your clients. My personal recommendation: if they will like hold their pain and not talk to you, waiting for better results, it's not the way. You would rather come back. So you would rather do a couple of passes and then come back. But the idea is that while performing this treatment, you are helping your skin to release the excessive unneeded sebum from this side. You find not too much? Either circles or just slight motions. And again, this is what Smiley can take a look. Look what's inside. So this is like yellowish, whitish content. This is the sebum, soft and blackheads, and a little bit of the serum that was applied on the surface. So kind of you are releasing your pores from excess, which shouldn't be there.
It's crazy how the nose is more sensitive, though,
Yes, always.
compared to any others.
Always. So for example, right now, let me just finish really quick, I'll show you. This would be one of the signs for you to show to your clients. Everything that is inside of these tiny wands, that's pretty much skin didn't need, and you helped to remove it. Pretty pink right now, it will come out. So this all is the very nice condition that was inside the skin a little bit, by the way, making sure that it cleans nicely, because there is some residue of skincare still, like the toner and sunscreen. EquiShear, when you will be doing it in practice, it's gonna be faster. You can talk to your client, but still, she is glowing already. You see, like the point, like the way how the skin reacts is wonderful. My favorite part is the serum. They're not over drying. The skin is already hydrated, even due to the fact that we did exfoliation extraction, we didn't nourish it yet. So you would need, on the device, right now it's on suction, so you would need to use button mode to change it to the oxygen. And then you start. It's already spraying, so before you will do the treatment, you already feel the airflow. Now, my strong recommendation for you, to use the trigger all the time when you're infusing it, because you want the mixture of air and liquid, because it will feel super cold. So I will press the trigger, and I will spray the serum. And now, Miley, tell us everything, how it feels.
Feels amazing, first of all.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yes.
Very cooling.
It's like taking your breath away a little bit, right? Because of the coldness.
All the redness is going down.
The fun fact is that you are not red at all. It feels like really cold. For me, when I have this treatment, it feels like small icicles.
Yes.
pinching your skin, because you feel the activity from the serums, you feel the flow, and you feel the coldness of the mixture coming to the skin, which is beautiful. So, and for example, it will take you about 2 to 3 minutes to spray the entire content of the serum mixed with the airflow. The closer you get to the skin, the more pressure you will apply and the better penetration will be achieved. So your own technique should be like either you move faster or slower, you determine. This is what I like the most, because if your client was going to hit this glass skin look, this is the moment. So this is the glowing, beautiful glass skin look. It took me just a couple of minutes, you see, to spray the entire content of the serum on the surface of the skin. So you can continue. Yes, and it's already, so the skin is calming down, the skin is nourishing right in the moment, and your skin, how it's absorbing the serum. And again, the serums are all packed with these healthy ingredients, so there is nothing neutral on them. Everything which is the part of the serum is the greatest thing to be absorbed inside of the skin layers. So when this is done, you have two options. You can either massage it inside the skin, or if you do want to keep the moisture, if you do want to keep the coldness, then you can use the Fermigenius gel. Fermigenius gel is 100% based on the aloe vera, which is awesome because it have all the properties of antibacterial and anti-inflammatory, and it also cools down and soothes down the skin. So with the cold, I would turn on the cold before I will apply the mask. So while the mask is being applied, I would let the cold wand to cool down. So this is what we didn't do. So usually when you just finish with the oxygen, you would need to select the cold option, make it maximum, turn it on, let it cool down, and while you are applying the gel on the skin, it will take you another 1 to 2 minutes. Then your wand will have an opportunity to cool down, so the first contact between the wand and the skin will be on its coldest condition. So with Miley, you already know how it feels, and you are still cold, right?
Yes.
You feel like very fresh after the oxygen infusion.
Yes.
Now, let's say 2 minutes to cool it down, you feel the tiny fan inside, which is cooling the surface of the wand. And then when you would do it, you can start from the forehead or the chin, it doesn't matter. The secret is to be very slow. The slower you move, the more coldness you are able to get into the skin. How does it feel?
Amazing.
So this is, yeah. So this is the moment when you are actually toning the skin, when you're closing the pores, when you are removing the redness and irritations. Kind of very logical final step of the treatment. When you initially warm it up, when you bring the heat through the capillaries with the mechanical and chemical exfoliation, and now you are logically closing it up to the ends, calming it down, soothing it, sealing the pores with all the beautiful ingredients that you were able to infuse. And also, if they are sensitive reactive, that will be the step when they will be like getting back to the normal skin tone from the redness. This step will take you no more than, I would say, 3 minutes, but sometimes it might feel way too cool to end. So if they would ask, I think that you would need to determine how long this step takes in your protocol, but usually the clients will want to make it longer, and I think that it might be your option. If they like it, they can have it for a bit longer. This is also a beautiful blood decentralization tool. So all the time when you're using coal, you are performing the vasoconstriction activity. So you are closing the superficial capillaries. That's why the skin gets more like neutral look out of red, but it also helps to normalize the normal blood circulation and lymphatic flow. So it helps a lot for people with predisposition to rosacea and weakening capillaries. So this is the treatment that is actually prescribed for people with the sensitive reactive skin. So this is it. It can be a bit longer if needed. And then what you would need to do, again, you can either do the You're doing the massage right after this step. Okay, so electroporation would be done only through the contact medium layer. So you can, Miley, you would be our experimental model. Yeah. Okay, hold on to two of the bars.
So hold on.
The time's going on. I'll try it and you give me the feedback. For example, this. Do you feel anything?
Yes.
What do you feel?
It feels like twitchy.
Uh-huh.
Right? It feels good. Pressure
Okay.
feels good.
Not too much as
A
of
little
the.
stinging.
Let's do this and tell me what are the sensations. Stiny, would you prefer to make it less?
No, I think it's good how
Okay.
it is.
Awesome. So
I
the
can
sensations.
feel it like in my gum
A little.
area.
Do you feel the current or muscle contraction or
Yes.
anything? Awesome. So this is the current, which might feel a little bit similar to microcurrents if you ever experienced that. I want to show you, Miley, I need your feedback for the other type. How was it?
Good. I think on my chin area it felt a little not just like odd.
Okay.
Feeling, but no, it feels
Not
good.
standard, right? So like you didn't experience it before. Okay. So I'm trying a little bit different one. I will just apply a little bit. This is the gel, just for you to have the more conductivity. So the I want it was an intensity 3. This one I'm using an intensity 2. It will be a little bit more interesting. What do you feel? You feel anything?
I kind of feel the same.
Okay, awesome. I can do a bit more. Just again, I just want you to experience it. It's similar to the current flow.
Yes, I feel that more.
Any discomfort condition. Awesome. Feels like what? How would you describe this? So you would need the gliding surface, which will be your serum, the one that you will be adding. So I would recommend you just to have the dental needles. You will apply them, distribute them with the tiny dots, and then infuse them with the power of electroporation. You can either do entire face or you can focus on some areas. Let's say you have the nasolabials, the smile wrinkles, or for example, you might have it for the minute wrinkles under the lip. You can do it right on top of the lips. Can I try? Just you tell me if it feels too much. And after this treatment, usually the client feels maximum tone of the skin. So this is one of the most hydrating tools ever. Even like comparing 1 and 2, it gets already more plumper look on the treated area. So the homework, guys, would be to do it to every single body. You all need to experience that. And ideally, this is the triangle, like a learning triangle. You should feel it. You should feel how to do it, and you should be able to sell it. So you should be able to explain what it is, how it works, what are the benefits.